gin and tonic.
So today is an interesting topic. Claudine is going to show us how the CGM works.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what the CGM means firstly.
Okay, so this is one of the things that makes my heart very happy. Continuous glucose monitoring. So up until probably about 10-15 years ago, the only way to accurately measure sugar was to take a needle, stick it in your finger, put a little strip and get a reading.
So you know how patients hate that because at the end of the day it's painful. No matter how you do it and how many times you do it, it's not nice.
Correct. And I mean, if you think about an 18-month-old who's been just diagnosed with type 1, yeah, it's not a fun thing. So one of my top tips though is to use this little mound here in line with the pinky finger, way less painful than fingertips.
Okay.
Because there's lots of nerve endings here, and yeah, so this is where I prick myself when I am pricking.
Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
but also that's why our teenagers are not actually, not even teenagers, you can see the younger kids and the teenagers, it's difficult to get them under control.
Yeah.
Because they don't like testing all the time.
So I say it's like flying a plane blind. Because if you don't know what the sugar readings are, how do you know what insulin dose to give?
And then your sugar also waves through the day, so it's not also continuous. Your finger pricks are only giving it to you at that specific time.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, so how does this work?
So you shoot a little button into your arm. So my little button's there.
Can you see it?
Can you see it?
Okay. You got a little bit there.
And then it feeds through to your phone. So this one has got about 4 days left, but that's how many readings it's taken. 9,160.
Sure.
And
so imagine how many finger pricks there would have been and how many sugar strips.
Correct. And then it gives you nice little graphs of the composite of all of those, and then you can very easily see patterns. So like on mine, you can actually very easily see when I have my biggest meal, or at least my biggest meal that has carbs, which is supper.
So how do you feel? Because I mean, you can see there's quite a peak there. You can see there's quite dips at other stage. I mean, it is in the normal range, but how does it make you feel? Like, do you actually notice like my sugars are doing something?
Absolutely. So this is my sugar from today, and you'll see the little red there. And when it does dip like that, yeah, it does make you feel the symptoms of a hypo. So a little bit fuzzy, a little bit headachy, a little bit nausea, yeah.
And you're not even diabetic, Claudia.
No.
So I mean, to feel like that as a diabetic, wouldn't it be worse?
So I think what is worse when you're diabetic is that the range is going way lower below this nice green. It's a little bit hard to see, but light green. It's going lower than that, and it's going way higher. So if I feel funny at 4.5, imagine 2.2, and swinging from 2.2 to 20, it makes you feel very horrible. And that is the thing with teenagers who are trying to do school. It's virtually impossible for them to concentrate because of what the sugars are doing.
And also, I mean, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Your hypos they're very dangerous. Both can land you. Your hypos are cognitive impairment and everything else if they persist. And I mean, unfortunately, it can also lead to death if extremes on both sides.
Very, very sadly, yeah.
So
that's the joy of CGM, that you can actually see and you can adjust. So even me, when I eat properly, like when I eat salad and veggies and protein, it's a beautiful straight line. Any of those spikes is, like this morning, the reason it went low is I had one chocolate chip cookie with coffee, so it does a little spike, and I mean not even a high spike, but the angle of the graph was quite steep.
Okay.
And it's the angle of the graph that actually is what makes you feel good and bad. So had a little spike and then immediately had a little dip. So even for me, when I eat the wrong thing, it has a knock-on effect.
Sure.
And in a mini way, it's having a knock-on effect to eyes, kidneys, brain, heart.
And your long-term complications.
In a mini way. And I think that's the other thing, is that this pandemic has basically gripped the whole world. I mean, the type 2 pandemic. Sadly, none of us actually exercise enough, and we all eat too many carbs. They're just freely available, they taste good, and it's just so easy to have the chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah, I don't want you to do this to me because it'll just be really bad. I'll just be seeing peaks everywhere. Tell me, in terms of like, how painful is it?
So when you pop it on, honestly, I don't feel it at all. As these technologies have evolved, honestly, I don't feel it. In the beginning, it was a little bit of a sting, say 10 years ago, but now.
And can the patient send you their data? So say I don't know how to interpret it, and I'm now struggling with initially what's the normal, what I'm trying to achieve. Can I send you my data?
Absolutely. So all of them have a little button where you can share the data.
Okay.
You can PDF it and share it. And then you can sit with a healthcare practitioner and actually go through it and kind of go day by day. So the CGM kind of is like a light that shines and shows you, like, is the long-acting dose correct? I mean, it shows you immediately. And then you can see the spikes of the meals, and if there's no match between the short-acting and what they're eating, you can see it immediately. So then you can try and help them to figure out. Carb counting is a very difficult thing.
It really is. And with weight loss and weight gain, your insulin changes. I mean, with, like you said, the way we eat. So this can immediately allow us to alter it in a safe way.
So I think that the joy of this is that it's actually the patient taking back control and being able to have the tool to see. And if they are diligent at going, okay, well, yesterday I had a slice of toast and I had an egg, I injected 4 units for argument's sake, but it still went up to, for argument's sake, 15, that wasn't enough insulin. Whereas before they just didn't know.
And that is I think that's the best thing, to empower yourself. I mean, I would love a visual guide because, I mean, okay, I'm asthmatic. It took so long to get me on the right meds because there's no visual aid. Now, this is exactly a visual aid to show you exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it really is.
So this is changing everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
So I think the frustrating thing is that there's suddenly quite a lot of new gadgets on the market. Not all of them are quality tested.
Okay.
And Find did a workshop on Friday where they've now got they call it a fact sheet to check your device against the fact sheet, which I think is a step in the right direction because there is no regulation at the moment.
Okay.
For me, I've always been pro something cheaper because for me, and this is really just personally me because this is a thorny issue out there, having a CGM is far better than finger sticks, even if it's not accurate, because it's showing you the trend. And if you're comparing it to patients in states who don't even have sticks and they're just injecting blindly, it's much better. However, especially in context of a type 1 child, it is actually quite vital that the device is measuring the correct sugar. And I always say, if a sugar is, for argument's sake, 20 or above or below 3 on a CGM, you want to double check that with a finger stick before you actually make a treatment decision. Okay. You don't want to trust blindly a CGM because there can be a mistake.
But that will already reduce your finger pricks because then your trends are only going to be in the extremes. So you're not going to be finger pricking like 5 times a day or 6 times a day. It's just going to see the peaks.
Correct.
What is your price point and does medical aid cover it? So I mean that's the question most of us are going to ask.
So it very much depends which medical aid. There are medical aids that cover for adult type 1s 1 sensor a month, a Libra sensor, which is 1,200 Rand for 2 weeks.
Okay.
These newer ones that have come onto the market are 850 for 2 weeks, and then there is a sensor that is sold for 650 for 2 weeks. So the accuracy, as you pay more for a sensor, it's generally more accurate, and the lower end is maybe not as accurate, but like I say, it's better than nothing, or either not finger sticking, or even 6 finger sticks a day is nothing. You know, on CGM you're getting 200 odd readings a day.
And also it's going to benefit you against how much you're going to use in medication. Because now you're going to optimize your meds to not be trying things out.
Yeah.
So it's going to reduce your insulin, optimize your insulin dose to the exact, so you're not overspending on that.
Yeah.
And then you're overspending on your sticks. So essentially it does then kind of
balance out.
I mean, that's what I would reason. Yeah, I don't know if that's...
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even in terms of what medical aids, which incidents medical aids fund, fully fund, partially fund, never mind bringing GLP-1s into the mix. And then the other thing which breaks my heart is the huge discrepancy between public health care for type 1 diabetes
100%.
and private health care for type 1 diabetes. It's non-comparable, and it's the vast majority of our patients in this country
are state patients.
And
I mean, even they can't afford the high protein or the best diets possible as well, so it doesn't benefit them.
Yeah.
In terms of just adjusting lifestyle, etc., it has to be done on a whole package.
Yeah, so there's a lot of work to do, but
I think we're heading in the right direction.
Yes.
And I think maybe we can say that we can talk about GLP-1s in the next podcast. How's that?
Yes.
So your lovely, what can we say, lovely injections to lose weight and to discuss it from a diabetic point of view.
Yeah.
I'd love to pick your brain on that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll see you next week.